Yo, what you saying, guys? It's your boy Masood HQ back with another video, another week, and today's gonna be something a little different. Today we're gonna be talking about how to start reselling. I'm gonna be showing you my experience and what I learned along the way. Now, I ain't no big baller, big shot caller reseller yet, but I do have a little bit of experience that may help some of you understand the basics of what it is. So let's get into it. First things first is understanding your audience. You need to understand who you're selling to. That's the main thing. If you don't know who you're selling to, then there's no point of actually starting off and doing anything really. You need to understand, do you consumers like shoes? Do they like clothes? Do they like hype shoes? Do they like normal shoes? Do they like normal clothes, vintage clothes, designer? And once you find out that type of information, it'll make your product selection as far as what you're actually selling much easier when it comes down to that. Second thing that you need to consider is where to buy your stuff. Once you've understood who you need to sell to, understanding where you need to go to buy your stock makes it a lot easier. Personally, I started off selling used clothes, so vintage clothes. I started off doing that. Polo, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, Champion, stuff like that. I just went to different thrift stores and I started selling through there, and I knew they would sell because I used to get them for dirt cheap. I used to go to these vintage kilo sales and get like £15 for 1 kilo of clothes, and I used to walk out with like 4 to 6 bags out of the store, and I used to sell that on. And you can make a really good amount of money from just doing that alone. You don't even need to touch other aspects of reselling like shoes or whatever. That could be your go-to hustle, and you could still make a good amount of income from it. Like I said, I used to start off with just vintage clothes, but you could start off with shoes, you could start off with anything else. You just need to understand what sells. Now, it's a general rule of thumb, anything designer as far as thrifting is concerned pretty much would sell. Vintage YSL, vintage Tommy Sport, the Tommy Bears, Lacoste, stuff like that always sells. Tommy Hilfiger, that always sells. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed. If you're gonna go to any vintage store or vintage market, always look out for that. As far as trainers are concerned, shoes, sneakers, whatever you wanna call them, it's a little bit wary. Personally, when I started, I used to get like sales shoes and buy them at like a bulk price and then sell them on. And it's good to hit up like different retailers like for throwaway shoes as well. You never know what you could find. Shoes weren't really my main interest, my main point of interest. Yes, I used to sell quite a bit, but I never really used to make that much money on top of what I used to make on my vintage clothes. Markup is very crucial. You need to understand how much money you're going to be charging on top, or basically how much profit you're going to be making. I always recommend, if you're starting off reselling, start off with something basic and minute that won't really cause a massive dent in your pockets if you don't sell it. So many influential people in the scene wearing vintage style, so it's not really something that's going to go out of fashion anytime soon. And obviously, the more you do it, the more experience you build in buying other stuff. I know what you guys are thinking. You wanted to find out where's the best place I can buy Yeezys, where I can flip them for some stupid crazy amount. Now, I understand buying hype shoes is very good, because if you got the money, listen bro, if you got the money, I don't even know why you would be even watching this particular video, because this is for people who are just wanting to start to get into reselling. If you already know how to resell, there's no point of you even watching this video, to be honest with you. But this video is more so for the people that want to get into it, who are interested to understand a little bit more. How I kind of started, like I said, I started doing just hitting up vintage spots, hitting up different used designer outlets, and just finding where I can pretty much get some really hardcore steals. And you never know, you can find some classic gems in there. Like, anything that's a Tommy Hilfiger puffer is gonna sell for bucks. Anything that's a Polo Sport is going to sell, because that is what is trending these days. It's always mindful to understand what people are buying and what sells in your local area as well. And obviously the more money you gain from doing these things, from selling different pieces of clothes or whatever, the more experience you gain, and you can move yourself into bigger and better things. Now, Lord behold, if you get about 10 off-white J's, you can flip them for a decent money. If you get 10 off-white J's, bro, you can flip them for crazy money. And that's just, it'll give you the stepping stone. If you understand how to negotiate, you understand how to sell, you understand how to talk to people, look at different buying behaviors. These are all things that you're going to learn on the come up before you even make that step. If you like what you've seen, please do subscribe. And if there's anything else that you want me to do in the future as far as regarding videos, or if you want to see me go out thrifting and show different parts of my thrifted collection, then comment down below and we'll see what we can come to. Other than that, hope you guys have a blessed day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Peace.